Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick 9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Hogan's Heroes. Now, if you want to join the channel and become a subscriber, it's free, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can win the entire series of Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, you heard that right. Everything from 1965 to 1971, all 168 episodes on DVD. Absolutely free to you. How do you win? Well, make sure to watch the entire video. I'm so excited to talk to you about Hogan's Heroes, one of my favorite shows. I would say my favorite shows from the 60s and 70s. Such a great one, and I really love it. I'm going to talk about General Burkhalter. Now, General Burkhalter was played by the amazing Leon Askin. He was so good in the part of General Burkhalter, and we're going to take a look at a very prominent feature of this character, and that's his facial scar. Now we'll talk about how he got it, if it was real. I see a lot of people even online saying that it was fake, others saying that it was real. I'll tell you the truth in this one, so let's get right to it. Now, Leon Askin, that is not his name originally. When he was born, he was Leo, not Leon, and his last name was Ashkenazi. He is Jewish, and he was born in Vienna, Austria. And of course, they would Americanize someone's name when they were Jewish coming to this country, similar to the Three Stooges, who were Howard in the United States, but previously Horowitz. And so it's a very common thing to do. Now, this is very important because when he was in Europe at an earlier age, his life was affected by the National Socialists, by what was going on in World War II, because he was Jewish. Now, he was a performer throughout his life. He played in many things. He played for the Dumont Playhouse. He even played in front of Franz Joseph, the emperor, and that's pretty amazing to think of. He sang or read a poem to him, if you could believe it or not, and that is pretty awesome to also know. After France had declared war against Germany in 1939, Leon, along with other refugees from the Nazi regime, they were placed in an internment camp by the French government. Now, he was released in the 40s, and this is where he moved to the United States. Now, this is an important time because he was struggling to find work, and he began working in Washington, D.C. for different theater companies. Now, unfortunately, he learned later on that his family would perish and that his parents would die in the extermination camp Treblinka. Now, he was also a former veteran, he was a veteran, and he joined the U.S. Army, became a member of the Army Air Corps, and so he did serve the United States, he did serve his country. And so with this little bit of history, we can see how he was involved in World War II and everything afterwards. But this is super important. And I mean, look at the character himself, General Burkhalter. You can see his scar. And I mean, I thought maybe like some of you or many of you that it was fake. It was just part of the show. It made him look good. And essentially it was just this trademark look of this general that made him so conniving, so believable as a character. But if you notice in many of the episodes, I've shown you a lot of images here, the scar looks different because like with anything in Hollywood, you could accentuate a feature, make it more highlightable, make it bigger, draw more attention to it with coloring and makeup, or you could even hide it with makeup. You could see some later on pictures of him with the scar, and so I know a lot of people will still, even after this video, say, Rick, no, you're not telling the truth. This scar is fake. Well, no, he had it later on in his life, even when he was older. So this is a real scar. Now, how did he get this scar? Well, it goes back to April of 1933. He was arrested by the Brown Shirts, you all know who those are, and was beaten up by members of the SS. It was from this beating and the lacerations that he got, one of the largest being the prominent scar that he has on his face. And yeah, it stayed with him, of course, the rest of his life, and they decided to highlight it more with makeup and just accentuations on the show, and he made it part of his character. Remember, a Jewish man playing this German officer at this time, this German general, was a big thing, but he was all for it. He was all for being able to make fun of all these individuals. You basically poke at evil with comedy. It was his way of fighting it. It was his way of bringing ridiculousness to the situation. Of course, this is a parody. It's a way, comedy's always been a way to put down or to crunch suffering and to basically defeat your enemies through comedy, defeat your enemies through one-upmanship, right? Smart, well-written scripts, and this is what this show was. So if you are a big fan of the show, let me know down in the comments below. I know a lot of you want to know how to win the set with all the DVDs, with all the episodes, all 168. I'll send it free of charge to you. You do have to be a subscriber of the channel, which again is free, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the like button and leave a comment down below. As long as you leave the words Scar Story in your comment. You can write anything else as long as you put Scar Story in there. And last, top link in the description, click on it, fill out some information that's confidential just for me so that when I pick the winner, I can contact you and know where to send the actual product. Yeah, so that's it. Simple as that. Thank you so much for participating, for supporting what I do. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, everyone, be hopeful. A really big thank you to all my Diamond tier patrons: Jerry D, Stacy L, Scott R, Citizen Kane 359, Jennifer P, David D, Kevin K, Sally N, and Vito L. If you want to be on this list or receive exclusives as a great way to support the channel, visit my Patreon description below. Thank you.